Welcome back, everybody, to Champions League. It is with great disdain that I have to make this announcement. But if you did not see in the Discord, Overlooked have been removed from Champions League, and they well, yo, Tragic, thank you so much for the bits. We really appreciate that. Overlooked have been officially removed from CL, and they will not be coming back. In their place will be Wildcards. It is the same team as before, but it is with Lidry taking over as franchise owner. Also, our predictions are live. Make sure to go bet your channel points. Yo, Tragic, thank you so much for the bits. The announcement says a bit more what happened, but essentially, Ralph was removed for production for violating multiple rules regarding production, including insulting people and being rude. And he decided to pull out Overlooked in response to that. But basically, Overlooked are officially out, and Wildcards are your new team. Wildcards, again, are the exact same team. Now, I don't have the roster graphics set up, so I'm not going to display them because, quite literally, I was not prepared for Overlooked to back out. But, and just a reminder, bet your channel points. Wildcards are the Overlooked. They are the favorite to win this match over Twisted Isolation. Keep in mind, you get the channel points if you win. You can bet 10 points on Twisted Isolation and take home all the points people bet on Wildcards. Make sure to get your predictions in now, people. But essentially, unfortunately, Overlooked are out of here. Wildcards are in. Again, it's the same team. Lidry will be the new franchise owner. And Twisted Isolation coming in with a bit of a different appearance tonight. It's going to be Corey, Jesusi, and Dylan. Jesusi, who we haven't seen since the preseason, week 1. But yeah, get your predictions in, guys. Again, Wildcards are our favorite to win this. The more channel points you get, the more you get in return, if you win. So, yeah. Those will close in a couple of minutes, but ladies and gentlemen, we're about good to go. Now, joined with me here on the desk is everyone's favorite caster, Uncle Zan. Welcome in. How you doing today?
Oh, well, I could be better. Had some car troubles earlier today, but in spite of that, hopefully these cars on the field will have significantly better mileage and maybe a little bit of better gas mileage specifically than my car is getting right now. But we're getting ready to load up on a bit of more of a digital landscape than I am sat in here in reality.
I need to get you in here.
Yeah, it would be very nice. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I knew I was forgetting something during the water break.
It's one of those days. Unfortunately, we are glad to be here casting Champions League though for you as I get back into the lobby here. Looks like Twisted Isolation versus Wildcards tonight, Shadow. Do you have any personal predictions? I think I might have missed that when I was at the water break there.
So the rankings committee is fully in favor of Twisted Isolation. I was about to say Overlook. They are fully in favor of Wildcards here, and Wildcards have looked better so far. Twisted Isolation coming off of a loss where they actually kept it close for 2 games against SBC. And here's the thing is they've got some competent players here on the pitch. Now, Dylan is the lowest rated here. It's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts. But Corey and Jesusi are great players with a great track record of skill here in Champions League. So, I mean, considering it is these two on the pitch, I am definitely not counting them out. Corey rated at 271 and Jesusi at 264. But Zan, what do they need to do to really get Dylan feeling comfortable in this series?
Well, I mean, being a lower ranked player on a field with so many higher ranked players, as you know, Shadow, playing over on Reapers and getting your diamond in the play, and I think we've had talks and discussions about this in the past. Getting that the diamond player a little bit more used to being aggressive about being a part of the play, as feeling comfortable rotating in when maybe they wouldn't normally make that decision. Slydry rotates around here to get the center to Fluffy, who buries one down under the crossbar, and we see first blood here. 3 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, maybe it took a little bit longer than we anticipated, but Corey was just caught out of position, and that passing play works perfectly. And this is what you expect out of Wildcards. They're a very, they're a very team play oriented team. You see passing plays, you see great rotations, you see demos, things like that. And so the thing is, it is very important for these guys to be rotating well. And you may notice as well, it is Lidry playing.
Oh, that's an unfortunate one. Just
every
slips
series
in between everybody. That's such a wild down the field shot that just gets past Jesusi there. Manages to find itself in the top corner of the orange net, and you can't be mad at it. It happens no matter what rank you are. It happens to the best of us, whatever you want to say there. But yeah, it's an unfortunate one that will put Wildcards up 2-0 here, Shadow. They look like the better team, and the ranking committee might have been on the money here. What do you think Twisted Isolations needs to do to get back into it?
I mean, you need to activate Corey. Corey is 271, but Corey is one of the scariest players in the league when he's playing on. But right now, Wildcards are the only ones playing on, as Zusi just could not get around to this one. And Zusi was picked up early on in the week, but I question how much practice he's gotten in with the team. He was swapped out for Longneck, and that's just the thing here. Is it's kind of rough because you have a new guy coming in, especially when you're putting a new player into the mix. It can be a lot tougher for them to adjust to having a Diamond 2 teammate versus someone who's been practicing with the team. Like when I practice with my brother and Rob, when I play with Drew Diju and Rob, we work perfectly. We've tried introducing another GC3 for some practice just when Rob isn't available. And when we're playing with that GC3, everything just feels so off and kind of falls apart because they're just not used to the rotations of a Diamond 1, Diamond 2 player like how we have Drew Daju and King Savage. And I can tell you too, as the person who drafted Dylan is a solid player. Unfortunately, he can't get this one to go. And he's a very coachable player. But you definitely need to have the right tools to make him feel comfortable here. Hello, Ivy.
Well, and it's really hard because I will say that the main difference that you see between even people who are, in the SSL or what you would consider bubble players and people in the RLCS is the consistency in the chemistry with the people that they play with. As I say that, Guapo taking that one to the net himself. But the consistency and chemistry is always so important as we look at RLCS teams, at which ones are going to be consistently better than another team. We look at how kind of their performance has been over time. When you look at power rankings and things like that, it's kind of like a farmer's almanac. It tells you from one year to next what to expect for weather, when to plant your crops, and maybe which teammates to pick up. We'll see if Zusi is a great option. Not looking too hot in this first game as they go down 5-0. Man,
Yeah.
This is just a tough situation.
Yeah, it is. Especially the thing is, just those rotations of Overlooked, they just outspeed the rotations of Dylan, and that's what part of what makes this really tough. Is Overlooked plays so quickly, and again, Overlooked were power ranked. Wildcards were power ranked 7th by the rankings committee after they had a narrow series with Lotus where they actually were shut out for 10.5 minutes. And they said, hey, we are still that good. We are not happy about this ranking. While Twisted Isolation were ranked 17th. And this really is looking like a 7 versus 17. But you can see Zusi does get one back. And I think that's exactly what you need. Just something to just shake off the nerves to start off.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even necessarily a bad goal in all fairness. Maybe, some might say Wildcards fooling around a little bit with a 5-goal lead, eager to let one in so that they can get another here and maybe get the Brazil. Gonna be tough in 1 second. I'm not sure I've actually seen it done on the 1 second mark. Usually that ball not falling into great hands before it hits the floor and hits the 0 second mark. But I will say that goal that Zusi did find, giving them a little bit of consolation heading into this loss in game 1. Maybe that'll be something for them to kind of get back into the next series with, kind of cleanse the mental, if you will.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's what you kind of got to do after a chalked game like this. Is you gotta say, hey. Take a couple of notes away, maybe what we can do better, especially making sure the passing plays aren't coming through, and then just GG's go next. Like, you need to learn to mental reset. And that's the thing, is it's just tough to drop a game like that, but the good news is you get a fresh slate in the next game. You also have 2 more lives in the series. So that's the thing, is you got to be feeling good after that one.
Well, for the audience at home that might not know necessarily like I didn't, kind of the impact that these games specifically have on the rest of their season, Shadow, what are these people playing for?
Black screen of doom and despair.
Psionics, you've done it again.
Yay.
Chat, can we get some Fs in the chat?
I don't even have your camera set up, nor the roster graphics set up, because again, I was all ready to go, and then we got the news, and so this was all set up last minute. But yeah, F's in the chat for real. We will get back into the lobby in a sec. Zan is the party leader. Zan, give me party leader.
I'm party leader. How am I party leader?
You sent me a party invite instead of requesting to join.
We're incredibly professional here at Wholesome League. We pride ourselves on our professionality, actually.
Yep. I mean, this entire day is not the situation I think anyone wanted to find themselves in. So yeah, it's just how it is. We're gonna wait for the teams to get back in. And we don't have your face up here, but we can imagine your handsome face. Now, what are you looking at? Who do you need to see step up for the side of Twisted Isolation? That is also 2 cats back there. I will say, point this correctly, the gray one, that's Sammy, that's Olivia.
Aw, we love the kitties. I don't know if we're all cat people, because I don't want to speak for chat, but definitely
we're all cat people.
I've definitely
as long
been a
as
cat
I
person.
own this server.
I do like a good dog every once in a while. There are some good dogs out.
No, we love cats and dogs here. Get it right, okay?
That is true.
Cats and dogs are equally amazing. One of the cats loves to cuddle everyone.
There are some hellholes of a dog.
The other cat will scratch me if I don't listen to her. But speaking of scratching, we're going to need to see Twisted Isolation claw their way back into this series after what was a rough game 1. They got an extra minute to talk it over and think about it. Epic Games said, hey, they do need an extra timeout, apparently. But as we get back into this, we need to see something go differently this time around.
Yeah, we'll have to see Twisted Isolation kind of find their way back into it. Corey already looking a little bit better as he finds that banger off the back wall. Zusi finding his way into play. snagging that middle boost, but is saved away by Corey. Guapo now trying to take his time, just kidding Lydry, banging that one down the field to Hezusi. Hezusi in the corner.
It's Zeusy.
To Fluffy. Fluffy back down.
Zeusy,
No, you're right.
is
Hezusi.
funny.
Dude, it's like I said, it's been a day. And then there's also the painstaking Lydry. Did I get it right the first time? It's Lydry. Yeah, it is Lydry. I forgot.
Lydry.
All right.
That's what it is. Trust me, everyone messes it
Yeah.
up. The other day, one of the first weeks. Now this is funny. I'm not making fun of these guys. This is just funny. Lydry made a big deal about it's Lydry. Make sure they know it's Lydry. I hate when people say other names. I was like, you got it. I told him it's Lydry. So Lydra goes for the ball, and a great touch out of Lydra. And I just sit there and tease him, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, I actually, oh my goodness, what a banger downfield. I was not expecting it, but Corey places a nice, well-placed banger into the net from absolute downtown. That one's not going to bounce at all. Beautifully shot from him. 3:26 remaining on the clock, and they do find the first goal in this game, Shadow. I'm excited to see where they can go from here. I don't know if Wildcard has like just kind of taken their foot off the gas or what, but it's definitely a little bit different look from the last game. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, and I mean this does look a lot better, and I like what I'm seeing. I need to see the defense stay sustained, but hey. It's started out good, but it's just going to be tied right back up. And that's the power of the passing plays from Overlooked. These guys, or from Wildcards, excuse me. I'm going to take a second to get used to that. These guys just work so well together, and it's no wonder why they were paired up.
Well, it's funny you were talking about, needing that defense to kind of stay up over time, but immediately Wildcards finding the chink in the armor there, I guess, and getting one through as Dylan plays on the goal line, but he's not going to be able to get two, and Guapo will find one for himself off the assist from Fluffy. Beautifully done. Yeah, you can't really ask for a better a comeback from Overlook. They were looking a little hesitant at beginning, but they're coming back out and really putting on a show for us.
Yeah, and they have looked so good so far. Their only stumble being not scoring fast enough, apparently. And they clearly weren't happy about it as they're putting pedal to the metal here. Dylan will get the clear out. Guapo is just turning. He knows he's got plenty of time. Tries to bait in one, and he does get a fish to bite, but he's not going to be able to reel it in.
No, it's kind of back and forth. I was expecting this to be a little bit more of like a one-sided match, but as I say that, Fluffy showing us that it might actually be, even though the false goal in the first, that false hope that first goal in the 30 seconds kind of got us, hoping to see Twisted Isolation come out in a little bit of a peak formality. See what they can do though. Lydry winning that one straight back. Corey will be there with the boost, however, to take it. Not the perfect touch, but he does get a 50. Fluffy now towards the center. We'll see if he can follow it up, but Corey banging that one away. Lydry keeping it dangerous. Down to Guapo, who does get the flip reset. Isn't able to really use anything off of it. And Fluffy back to intercept. This Wildcard team just putting up an absolute A+ on the offense here. Not letting this ball pass that midfield line as Corey tries to take a stab at it. It will make it past the midfield line as Hezusi puts that one at the middle of the net. Not quite getting towards the actual back of the net. Will be saved away.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful... Oh, the team redirect play almost came in, and then Zuzi just puts it wide. quite unfortunately for them. But we've got a minute left now, and Twisted Isolation just haven't been able to find a whole lot of real offense here. Yes, they have the one goal, but it was kind of more of a counterattack goal rather than one where they really forced a defensive error and really beat the defense. And so going into the game 3, if they're not able to bring this one back, they're going to be looking from a very rough position.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you know, Twisted Isolation can bring once they've got this chance to kind of play with Jesusi a little bit more, as he does seem to be a very key player in a lot of these plays, but it's just not quite connecting. As I say that, Corey does find a way to connect the Lego pieces there. Jesusi down the field to Corey, who catches it. 1 touch and 2, 1 right over Fluffy to confirm the goal. Beautifully done.
Yeah, beautifully done indeed. And I mean, it puts a foot in the door, and the door just gets closing. The foot is snapped in half by Lidry, as this one will be confirmed as a Wildcards victory, barring something miraculous. I mean, I don't know what doctor's putting the...
Hey, we've seen crazy. We've seen crazier stuff in here in Champions League. Don't you count them out, Shadow?
What doctor is putting this foot that snapped in 2 back into 1? Yeah, absolutely nobody. Dr. Fluffy's going to make sure that, as he is going to just drain out the rest of the clock, that will be all she wrote for Game 2, and Twisted Isolation have a mountain to climb in Game 3.
I do think that even though the scoreline tells a bit of a different story, it was actually a lot closer than that first game. So we'll see if they can claw something back here, start to mount maybe a reverse sweep. We go into Game 3. Shadow, what does Twisted need to do here? I think Zusi was the big one, but he's kind of solved his issue, getting a little bit more involved in the play. Now it's looking a little bit more like Dylan might need to step up.
Yeah, and I think I still need to see a bit more out of Jesusi. I mean, Corey showed how good he is, but I mean, this one is just kind of brutal right now. Jesusi and Dylan both have not been really able to get involved, and so we're just going to have to wait and see what they've got for Game 3 here.
Game 3 starts up. Fluffy and Corey going for that kickoff as Jesusi up in the air towards the backboard. Corey saving that one away. Corey not quite I think he was looking for the redirect play. I don't think he was looking to quite save that one off net, but now we have a bit of a cluster in front of net. Jesusi coming out of nowhere to save it. Well played from the newbie to the team. As he finds a way to ping one off the crossbar there. Not the look that you're looking to find, but he is finding some sort of pressure. Guapo now to the backboard. Back to Dylan. Dylan to Fluffy. Fluffy to Lidry. Lidry off the backboard and looking to control it. Oh, man, that one's gonna die hard. That one's gonna die hard, man. God,
man, we're gonna have to have an intervention with you. You know, you're gonna like come home one day and everyone's gonna be sitting in a circle of chairs saying, "Come on in, we gotta talk about the Lydra situation." You're like, "No, I don't want to fix myself. It's funnier." And
it's Lydry.
Yeah.
I know, it's Lydry.
But you can't seem to get it out of your head, man.
Say it with me.
Lydry.
So say it with me. Lydry. Lydra. No! God.
No! No! So get the bear mace, spray them. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. We do not condone spraying people with bear mace.
Lydry. Lydra. What are you...
Teaching an elementary schooler how to speak kind of vibes, as Dylan almost gets this one through the man himself. And the man of the hour, Lydry, is going to step up. What a day it's been for him. Finding out he's the new franchise owner. He needs to produce a team name and logo ASAP for this match. And then on top of that, having to come out here and play. Definitely been quite the day for him, as Jesusi will open up the scoring yet again, and Twisted Isolation have a lead.
We were just talking about Jesusi coming in here and having to like step up and really prove himself on this roster, and he is. He's put up some numbers. He's putting up some pressure. Every time that I see him hitting the ball, it is going to a useful situation. So we'll see what he can do getting back into this and maintaining this 1 goal margin. Is Lidry looking like they can go up for the flip reset, but not quite getting the flip reset that they were looking for. Fluffy now, seeing if they can take their hand at a play. Guapo trying to help out. Jesusi back down the field, but low boost, not able to follow it. Corey now. Off the backboard to Dylan. Dylan to Lidry. Lidry taking their time, controlling this one down the wall, low boost. Fluffy to the backboard, looking for the double touch. Out to Guapo. This is a precarious situation here. It does look like Twisted Isolation, a little bit of a different team than we had seen coming out previously. This is exactly what they need to be doing to sort of mount this reverse sweep here.
Yeah, and so far, I mean, the big difference here, I mean, obviously they scored, but the biggest difference for me is they're just not allowing Overlook the offensive opportunities that they have of the past 2 games. And just as I say that, this could be one, but Lidry missed the redirect. Surprising for a player of his caliber to miss that one, and Twisted Isolation have a bit more life, but will it be choked out of them? Jesus, he's got to jump in front of this one. His Guapa's going to turn and burn, but he's not going to be able to get this one through. Dylan sends a back to the net as Zusi sends this across. Fluffy getting the touch, and this one will be Wildcards just having to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, they're just very trapped in their own end as Twisted Isolation puts up an absolute masterclass of an opportunity, showing us what it looks like to play defense in the midfield. As they, I feel like I should stop talking about their tactics and whatnot, because as soon as I say it, this wildcard team finds a way to set up camp here in the orange side of the field, and Twisted Isolation not looking like they have much of a response here. It's Jesusi coming out of nowhere, the clutch player that we've seen so far. Let's see if they can get something put together based off that back. No, maybe not. Fluffy to the backboard. Just kidding. That's not going to be going the direction that they were looking to get it in, which is towards the net. So they're searching to tie this up. Fluffy coming back around for the second time. Finds the back of the net and does equalize this at 30 seconds, Shadow.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Twisted Isolation, Dan, how are you feeling after the lead kind of slipped away like that? What do they need to do to really keep this game in their favor?
I mean, my nerves would be a little bit higher, but at the same time, they've played so well all this game. They've kept it so close. I don't know. Maybe they just need to pray to Jesusi and, hope that he can kind of help them close this out in his clutch moments of stardom, as Fluffy tries to close this one out before overtime, pinging one off the crossbar. It is a potent shot, but it isn't quite finding its, home underneath the crossbar in the back of the net. Shadow, I keep saying it. Oh my goodness, what a control play from Corey. He absolutely outplays every member here. Wow. Well done from Corey. Oh, what a control play.
What a great job by him. Do you think Twisted Isolation can bring this back?
Yeah, I think they've got a little bit of an opportunity to sort of hold things over here. They did manage to close this out in the most clutch position, and I have seen crazier things here in Champions League, but it did take them a little bit of time to get kind of warmed up and ready to go to get to their final form. They didn't reach that until this game 3 situation with their backs against the line. It's hard to justify saying that they could bring back the reverse sweep here, but I could see it. I could see it. I'm not sure if this will be an easy road back, but It's definitely there's definitely a pathway. It's been corroded over the years, but it's you know, it's got a little overgrown bushes on the sides. But you know, as long as you're willing to make the trek through, I think you know, Twisted Isolation might have a pathway back into a reverse sweep here. Oh, it does look like we are getting a Santol sub for Lydry. So we get into this game 4 situation. Corey getting the early lead back to Santol. Santol gets into this game, finding the first touch. We'll see if that'll be a good omen. Dylan down to the field to Fluffy. Corey challenging early, but not quite getting anything off of it. As Guapo and Fluffy try to use the power of friendship to pinch that one in, it just doesn't go anywhere. It's both of them kind of collide into each other. Maybe the nerves, maybe maybe other things. We'll see if they can kind of pick up the you know, steal those nerves. Shadow. It's a hard situation. You have them on the ropes like that, and then all of a sudden, you're in a situation where they've won a game and they might be able to gain some momentum off of it. I mean, how do you feel in that situation if your back's against the wall? You know, you're going into a reverse sweep situation.
What I would want to do is I just need to take a deep breath, tell my team, hey, one game at a time, one goal at a time. As Fluffy will score a goal here. A beautiful pass off the back wall from Santol, and Jesusi just couldn't get there.
Yeah, I mean, this is that chemistry that we've seen from Wildcards over and over again, coming back out here as they sub Santol in for Lydry. Not sure if that was, you know, it may have been a good play because, you know, all of these players seem to have played with each other a significant amount, and the chemistry is there. Guapo goes up for this one, saving it away across the top of his own net. Dylan challenging early, but Fluffy beating him to it. And Guapo actually going to put that one off. That one was probably on net, but Guapo unknowingly trying to redirect that one. Unfortunately, just robs them of a pretty free goal. There was nobody there besides for the two other Wildcards players. That's an unfortunate one. You hate to see it, Shadow. You really do.
I'm sitting here unhappy to see it. I say that I just want to go like one broadcast 1 week without some bogus own goal or saving your teammates' shots, but it's Champions League where there's always some shenanigans going on, and there must be wind in the building. Oh my goodness, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I've had a day, I can tell you, Uncle Zan, and watching the most absolute peak shenanigans of CL does not quite help that. Oh my god.
I really think Guapo, you know, I want to give credit to Guapo here. I think Guapo is just trying to keep this, you know, maybe a little closer, you know, as Monkey Shines would say, FTC for the content, folks, keeping this 1-goal margin dream alive here for Twisted Isolation. And I think he's a good sport for doing that, actually, I would say. Just to play devil's advocate with you real quick here, Shadow. You know, I think he was a great sport for saving his own teammate shot. But we will see if they can mount, see if Twisted Isolation can mount an attack here, as they've been kind of robbed on the goal line with every attempt here. Fluffy taking it down the field. In the corner with Corey. Corey trying to take the control and flick it downfield. Will not get the flick that they're looking for. Santol now sending it back downfield into the orange half. That will be dangerous as Fluffy goes up for it, but it will be saved off the crossbar. Guapo now with the shot opportunity. It will go wide. Wildcards doing everything that they can to keep themselves in this lead. And if that means the best defense being a good offense, they will take it. Sending volley after volley at that orange net. Now mounting another counterattack that they are oh so famous for. Guapo trying to sneak one in there behind Zeusy. It's Fluffy, sends one at the backboard. Santol looking to find Fluffy on the back wall, but it's not quite connecting. Shadow, what does Twisted Isolation have to do here? I mean, they really feel trapped.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to find a breakout and not double commit, and they need to set Corey up. He's been the hot hand in this series, but they are starting to run out of time here as Jesusia will put this down, and now Guapo has to knock this to the side. Dylan's going to try to chase it down, but he just whiffs on it. Zusi forced to go. Gets one. It's going middle. Hold on a second, but a beautiful double from Fluffy. He got bumped into it. Maybe a little bit of help, but Corey's still following through, but he can't get the second touch on it. Last opportunity now. This one bouncing across net, and no one was ready for it. How could you blame him? Corey from the ceiling. No, Zusi went on Corey's touch, and that's how it will end with a Wildcards victory.
You know, Wildcards really did give us a bit of run for our money. They kind of scared us for a second, but I will say they were able to close it out, holding them in that last game. They were looking pretty dominant on the last game specifically. All of the other games rather close, I will say, but that scoreline does lie to you sometimes. Man, I do believe we are going to be, you know, talking with our winners over at Wildcards, and we'll get to talk to them a little bit about what this franchise switching will mean for them. Hopefully we'll get to speak with, you know, probably our MVP here, Lydry, Fluffy, and Guapo.
We're not mentioning the franchise.
Okay. We are not mentioning the franchise. My bad.
The one thing I told them, hi, do not mention. But we will bring in Wildcards.
Shot.
We have the full team. And guys, welcome in. How are you feeling?
Chilling, vibing.
Overlooked.
Kind of ass.
Pretty good. We're feeling pretty
No,
good.
do not mention that.
Guapo, dude. Come on now.
Guapo's kicked out of the interview. Okay, guys, how are the rest of us feeling?
Pretty good. Hands are cold. Got a headache, but
laughing, having a good time with that safe shot.
Lydry has clammy hands.
Hey, you guys were putting together some pretty decent shots, you know, throughout those several games. Have you guys been working really hard on the chemistry specifically, those pass plays?
No.
To be 100% honest, there have been a lot of fluffies not on. So we've had maybe maybe an hour and a half of game time together as a team. So
we've been playing code names.
Yeah.
Oh, without me? Come on, man.
Yeah, sorry. You weren't invited.
Yo, and to think all
Too
I do
mature
for
for
you
your
guys
age.
as a team.
Kick him out.
But you know what? Yeah, let's kick him out. Santa's out of here. Anyone else got anything
And then
funny?
number
No, I'm
two.
just kidding. I'm bringing Santa back. But guys, obviously, it's just isolation. I mean, the expectation was that you guys would win. And I mean, hey, they took a game. What did you guys have to do to really come back in that game 4?
Not have Guapo try and take the ball
I
off
just
me all the time.
personally, you know, I whiffed the ball, so I threw Santa and let him have a chance. You know, it was just.
It was just a
we didn't
pity
really
throw.
think about it much. Okay, bro. We didn't really think about it much. It was kind of just, you know, on to the next.
Yeah.
And Guapo not taking the ball off me when I had possession.
I was
Or
playing
saving my
some,
shots.
Yeah,
But,
I was watching some code names, and then I kind of slipped in.
Fair.
Great game,
enough.
by the way. You should try it sometime.
Oh wow,
This
it's
guy.
almost like I showed you the game.
Okay. Now you're
Buddy.
taking credit for
Now
other
you're taking
people's
credit
work.
from the
All
man
right.
of
Don't
the
make
hour,
me
bro.
bring up the dumb shenanigans that was our session playing, where
Anyways,
you guys didn't know anything.
Listen,
But-
gang
Well, let me
members,
go
one
ahead and
word.
steer. Let me go ahead and steer us all real quick back on track in here, talking about our accomplishments here in Champions League, because that's what we're here.
Please.
It was accomplished
on.
here in Champions League. I kicked their butts, Dan. But guys, final question before we send you off. Going into next week, you guys have Team Bloom, who have looked quite formidable. Also a division opponent in a big matchup. Any thoughts, feelings, predictions, game plans going into that series that you can let us in on?
Let it ride and see how it goes.
It's gonna be a perfect sweep, but see how it goes.
All right, buddy. All right.
Okay, you heard it here.
Perfect sweep. All right, you heard it
If
here.
it's
Perfect
anything
sweep.
less,
That's what
we're
Perfect.
kicking down your door. We're gonna ask you what happened to the perfect sweep. But love to hear the confidence, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here on the desk. Congratulations on your win, and we will see you all next week.
Just you suck.
It's always so good when you kick them out in the middle of them talking. Like I said, they're probably just saying thank you for having me on, and then you just like immediately cut them off, and they're like, yeah,
well,
that's
that
what you
one
deserve.
was you suck. So I wonder what the rest was. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to send it to a break. We have a free agent showdown coming up in about 15 minutes. So we will see you all then. Welcome back, everybody. We've got a free agent showdown here for you tonight. We're actually ready to go. We just had a bunch of chaos going into this. So these are the teams. It's going to be Dev in for Midnight. Same rank, same everything. But as we get this one underway, we have a ton of debuts tonight here. And we've got Vin back on the desk with us. He was so good last time. He had to come back again. But we've got a ton of debuts here. Fallen Realms, Dev, and Ontenti and Voggy all making their debuts here in CL in this match. It is a best of 5, and I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. Vin, who do you have your eyes on here?
I'm actually pretty relatively new to all of these players, except probably Crude Frost and Midnight. I'm pretty familiar with those two players. Everyone else, don't really have too much knowledge on them, so it's going to be very interesting what they can pull out and actually show us tonight. I'm also very curious on. I know Crude Frost has been wanting to get back into the free agent showdowns, and he's always asking to play and stuff. So I'm kind of seeing if he has improved over the time that he hasn't really been
Been on a team.
Been on a team, exactly. I also think that there could be a potential. There could be a lot of potential players that can actually show off a lot of skill tonight, I think.
Yeah, this is a high ranking one. I think Crude Frost has the most to prove as he was dropped from Hydra. There's definitely some criticisms in his gameplay from my talks around the league. But someone who also got dropped is Krim. But this man is an absolute killer on the pitch as he opens up the scoring. Great pass from Ontenti. But my kind of key players to watch are Ontenti and Fallen Realms, the GC3 and the GC2 dueling it out. Definitely going to be an interesting matchup between them. But also, I mean, we've got 2 low ranks, and the interesting thing is Voggy is deaf, and Voggy does not need to hear to score this goal, as this one completely froze the defense, and Voggy hits it home. First goal by a deaf person in CL. This has got to be a record. Somebody frame it.
Yeah, Voggy is he's a very interesting player. As you mentioned, he is deaf, so it's going to be very interesting for his teammates to try and communicate with him and make plays and kind of like play around him. So it's going to be very interesting to see that. It's and as Krim, he is just being a menace on the pitch right now. He is actually putting on an absolute performance. For me, seeing him for the very first time, he is actually showing up and just dominating right now, and it's very good to see. And also, I just want to quickly mention too, if you guys have never seen a free agent showdown or don't know what it is, it's basically all of the players that are currently not on teams that want to basically show off their skills and show captains like why they deserve to be on a team. There are teams currently full right now, but anything can happen at any point in time. There's teams that are always making changes to their rosters and stuff like that. Me being an example, I used to be on Twisted Isolation. They dropped me for another player, but that's here or there. I'm still enjoying my time in Champions League and casting alongside Shadow and all the other casters. And I also participated a lot in free agent showdowns as well, so I can understand the excitement that must be going through these players as well. Because I don't know if you know Shadow or not, but have any of these players participated in any of the free agent showdowns?
I mean, Krim and Crude Frost participated in them during the off season, but the other 4, it's their first Champions League appearance for them, and I mean, like I said, Crimson Rose and Crude Frost both got dropped from teams, and they sit at a weird rank range. I feel like GC1 isn't the most used rank, and so also there's quite a few GC1s floating about. So you really have to prove that you are worth that salary, because it's. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of GC1s that are kind of there, but maybe aren't so good for their salary. So definitely interesting to see as Voggy and Ontenti try to combine for this one. Not going to be able to, but right now Free Agent 4 are in full control, up 5-0 here in this one.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that the score is like this. Especially, I didn't really expect them to be 5-0. I'm not gonna lie, just because I almost feel the orange team is. I honestly thought they were gonna be at a disadvantage just because of Voggy, but Voggy is actually putting on a heck of a performance right now, and he is just actually just colliding with his teammates and actually just playing really well. And I really didn't expect that coming out of him. So they must be doing something right on their end, because it's clearly showing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you got to wonder what this Free Agent 3 side has to do to bring this back. I mean, you can take a little bit of a look at the score. Crim has gone absolutely haywire here in this match as Crude Frost tries to get one, but Dev went as well, and that's just the kind of desperation, trying to get a goal back right at the end of it. But it's another goal officially for Crimson.
Yeah, great shot coming out of Crim there. Like we mentioned, he's just been kind of all over the pitch and just playing the ball really well, just having really good opportunities for shots on target, and he's just capitalizing on everything. The blue team here, I feel like, and as an experienced, free agent showdown player, it's always nerve-wracking at first. You're kind of trying to get used to the play styles of other teammates, and trying to see how each other plays and stuff like that. And it can be a little bit frustrating at first, but hopefully after this first game comes to an end here, they can start to get together and just start putting the puzzle pieces together and just trying to create a little bit of synergy and a little bit of chem, just so they can hopefully come out with a win in the game 2 coming up here.
Yeah, definitely need to see a bit more of a bounce back, but we're going to wait to see what happened. What will happen in this game too. But I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, it's just rough to really break down a 6-0 and be like, you could have done this better and this better and this better, because frankly, they could have done everything better. And I wonder what they're really talking about between the games. What do you need to see improvement wise?
Especially coming out of the blue team here, I just didn't really see a lot of. I just didn't really see a lot of synergy just going on. I didn't really see any passing plays. It just kind of looked like they were just kind of playing volleyball back and forth, just kind of giving away a possession a lot, just not really taking their time with their touches, just not really finding each other. I just feel like they just need to kind of just start finding each other and just take a little bit more time on the ball, just take a little bit more better touches, and just kind of essentially just play a little bit better than the first game, and hopefully we can be able to see them start to create a little bit of magic here in this second game here. As Crim clears the ball there, Dev is going to try and get the touch here, but actually takes a whiff. Crude Frost is going to take his time, go for an air dribble, see if he gets over a defender, and he does get over Voggy there. Fallen Rise is going to try and get over past the defender, but he goes on. How do you pronounce that player's name?
Which one?
Entity, I think is
Egoist and Tenty.
Egoist and Tensity.
Entity. Sorry, Ontenti. Egoist Ontenti. Yeah.
Egoist Ontenti.
You can just call him Ont for short. Yeah, you can just call him Ont for short. I
Ants,
told
okay.
him before. I'm not doing his name.
I'm just like, his name just popped up. I was like, what is that? Okay. So Auntie. We're gonna go with that.
Yeah, it's looking good so far though for the side of free agent 4 yet again. Took them a lot longer to score in this game, but they do score first yet again off the back of Crim. I'm gonna be for real with you here, Vin. I was absolutely shocked and appalled to see Crim dropped. Crimson Rose is such a special player and is really a fabulous player. Also, welcome in Mr. Monkey Shines. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, just call him Aunt. He confirms that's just the easiest thing to do. But Aunt's going to put this one through, and he puts it through all three as he will score a goal to double the lead.
Yeah, Auntie showing his skill here. Getting another goal for them on the orange side. I was also I'm gonna have to agree with you with the Crim comment there. I was also surprised that he got dropped too, and it's just he's just honestly just proving himself right now that he is just an absolute force to be reckoned with. He's just absolutely dominating the pitch. He's just getting really good shots on target. He's just really absolutely putting on a clinic here as he just scores another goal for the orange side of the team, making it 3-0 with 2:41 left on the clock. Blue team needs to get something together here, and there's going to be a double commit coming out of the blue team, and the Crim is just going to be breaking down the difference and just making them absolutely pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's miscommunications on the side of free agent 3, and that are unfortunately just hurting them here. But Fallen Realms gets some space, goes for the reset, but no, the ball just sailed a little high for him, unfortunately. And now Voggy pops it over Dev, not going to be able to get it through another, as Sensi is going to snipe it from the corner, and free agent 4 continue to roll.
This is a really great shot here from Auntie. He got the really good angle there. He got on target, and a lot of times, you know, that's all you need. That's all it takes to just get a goal in, just putting shots on target. And excuse me, Auntie is going to try and take this off the ball here and get it towards mid. Trying to find a teammate, does not capitalize with his teammate there. Dev is going to try and make something out of this, but just ends up giving the ball away there. Crude Frost is on the back side of defense, but has no boost. Auntie is going to take a shot on target with a little boost. Gets it on target, but does not capitalize the goal there. Dev gets the clear. Fallen Realms is going to be taking this up to the skies and see if he can get a flip reset here. Does not capitalize on the flip reset. Crim is going to be able to clear the ball away. Crude Frost is going to try and make a touch. Does not get a touch there. Crim is going to go a low 50 and almost actually gets another goal from it. Dev is going to touch the ball, but the wrong direction. Crude is going to have a bad touch there. Auntie is going to get another shot on target, but blue team is able to get that out of the goal line and actually clear the ball away. Crude Frost is going to go for a 50. Does not go in his favor there. Dev is going to try and make something out of that 50, but doesn't get anything there either. Blue team still seems to be struggling a little bit here. Doesn't seem to really have anything going for them as Auntie gets another shot on target and makes this another 5-0 game. Let's see if they can actually possibly get a Brazil here in the next minute and 17 seconds.
Yeah, this one is just not going the way of free agent 3. Also, I will give a shout out to Fallen Realms. He does run the Rocket Rivals League, and a fun fact about how me and him met. We met casting RLCS. As our teams faced off, we kind of got acclimated to each other, and then he found out that there's a league out there named Champions League. And what's funny is Rocket Rivals used to be named Champions League. And we always have a good laugh about it. We support each other. And it's definitely a funny situation. But now as Crude Frost is going to have this knocked away from him, Dev tries to send it down the pitch, and Fallen will take this looking for a double tap out of the corner. He's going to get this one to the middle as Crude Frost will follow it up, and is going to play a little bit of ping pong off of a defender, and they do have a goal.
excuse me. Yeah, blue team actually finally gets a goal in their favor. A little bit of awkwardness coming out of the orange team there, but I don't really see that being a very issue. I'm pretty sure they will be able to bounce that. It doesn't really affect them by any means, as there's only 20 seconds left on the clock, so they should be more than safe to say that this is going to be the end of game 2, as there is absolutely no way for them to be able to bounce back here, as the ball ping pongs onto the blue goal side of the blue team. Voggy's going to try and play defense here. Double mick coming out of the orange team, but it does not matter, as Crew Frost tries to get a touch, but does not get a touch there. Absolutely whiffs the ball. That is going to be cleared to the corner. See if blue team could get this down, and they do, and that's going to be the end of game 2, going over towards the orange team here.
Yeah, and right now it's looking good from Free Agent 4. These games have just been dominant. Who do you need to see step up from Free Agent 3 to really stop their momentum?
I would like to see, honestly, I kind of expected a little bit more coming out of Crude Frost here. Like I said, I was just kind of hoping that he would be kind of playing not necessarily lights out, but just a little bit better. Just because, like I said, he was on a team and he got dropped. So I kind of I guess for me as a player, like if that were to happen to me, I would absolutely just put in, insufficient amount of hours, just like unhealthy amount, and just try to actually come back and just be able to prove myself that, hey, maybe that wasn't a smart move from the team that actually dropped me. But that's just the type of player mentality that I have personally. And yeah, I would like to see just a little bit more coming out of Crew Frost. Fallen Realm seems to be doing really well. I would say he's definitely the key player of Free Agent 3. I believe Dev is the lower rank on the Free Agent 3 side, and he's not doing too shabby. I think he could be a little bit more involved as well. But if Crew Frost can actually capitalize and actually create some type of offensive aggression with Fallen Realms, I think they could possibly have a chance at least getting one game. I don't really see a reverse sweep happening here, but at least getting one game underneath their belts and actually forcing possibly a game 4.
Yeah, I laughed because Voggy ran over his teammate, and Voggy will unfortunately miss that one as Fallen Realms takes it. Guys, it's a pass to Crude Frost looking for the double tap. No, it's a fake for Fallen Realms, and that's going to be the lead for Free Agent 3. And that is how you need to get it started if you're going to bring this one back.
Yeah, like I was just mentioning, if Crude Frost can just play a little bit more aggressive, fixes rotations a little bit, and just actually start making plays with Fallen, I truly believe they can actually get away with a game here. And as I say that, Auntie is just going to score another goal and make me eat my own words and tie up the scoreboard here, 1-1 with 3:49 left on the clock. Still plenty of time for blue team to potentially make this into something and actually get a game and a win underneath their belt here. As we go into kickoff, Auntie is going to clear this over to the corner side of the wall, try to get a 50, but Fallen is there to deflect that. Voggy's going to take this over to the sidewall here, but doesn't make anything out of that. Crude Frost is there to deflect, trying to get a 50, but does not get it. Krim is going to try and make something out of this, get it past one defender. He's going to try and go up the ball, but actually gets bumped by Auntie here, which is very interesting. Don't know if that was a little bit miscommunication on their end, but the game shall go on. Auntie is going to get a free ball here, going to take up to the sidewall. Crude Frost is going to get a bump and trying to make something out of it, and does not get the 50 that he's looking for there. Shot's going to go on target, but that is going to be deflected by the blue team. Crude Frost also trying to make something out of that, but does not get to the ball back in time. Krim is going to beat every single defender, and that looks like an open net, and see if he can score. And Auntie is just going to goal steal from Krim. What a team player there. And Krim is absolutely just breaking down this defense as he has been doing all series long. And he's just been an absolute force on the pitch. And honestly, I think if I was a captain right now and possibly looking to make some changes to a roster change, I would definitely be looking at Krim here. He's definitely seems to be the The dominant dog has a huge whiff coming from the blue side. Oh no, that is not good. Auntie's going to have just a light years of time just to score this on net here, and Dev is just going to absolutely have a whiff of his life, and Auntie's going to make him pay for it. What a big mistake coming out of the blue side there.
Yeah, unfortunate. It seemed like Dev would be able to get that, and ultimately he couldn't. And this one just takes a really weird bounce. I mean, Crude Frost got a weird flip as well, but what a bounce for Ontenti. And this is what I was gonna say is Ontenti's GC3, but he does it. I mean, in this league, when they think of GC3, they think of hyper-mechanical players who do absolutely insane things, and it's just unstoppable RLCS level goals. And this guy's just been breaking them down with basic shots and just taking advantage of good positioning. And we see the bump come out, but it's just not good enough, as with 2.5 minutes left to go, Free Agent 3 really need to figure this one out and figure this one out fast.
Yeah, I agree. They have to get something going here. Whether it's just playing a little bit slower or just playing a little bit quicker. I really don't feel like the orange team is outpacing them by any means. And what a shot coming out of Ponte there with the. Was that a double flip reset?
That is a reset double. I said Ontenti hasn't pulled out the mechanics a whole lot. There we go. Absolutely stellar out of him. And this one is just, I hate to say it, I think it's a bit too far gone. Unless Fallen Realms can score here. Fallen Realms almost got it through, but Krim, the man of the hour, makes the save away.
Auntie just he just took my breath away with that shot. Wow, that was something else. That is a mechanical showman at his absolute finest coming out of Auntie there, and just showing off his mechanical skills, and that was just a very remarkable shot coming out of Auntie there. But the time is just dwindling down here, and the blue team just doesn't seem to really be having anything really going for them at the moment, and I just don't really see them making this out of anything, which is unfortunate. But even though this is all for fun and games, and just really get to show off your skills and stuff, I would imagine that the blue team has to be somewhat frustrated at their performance tonight, just because like I said, I expected a lot coming out of some of the players on the blue team, and I just haven't really seen too much of anything spontaneous coming out of the blue side.
Yeah, unfortunately, and this one has just not gone well whatsoever, and I hate to say it just hasn't. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just kind of been a much better game and much better series out of this orange side, and I think you're just seeing it work a lot better between the sides of Krim and Ontenti than you are Fallen Realms and Crude Frost. I think Dev is disconnected, and this one should be over.
Yeah, it seems that we have a disconnected player, but the game shall continue on, as that is, I believe, a new role coming into this season, that if a player DCs in a game, that the game shall continue on and there is no remakes. So the player is able to join back if they are able to, but there is absolutely no substitutions, absolutely none of that going on. The game will continue as we approach down the final seconds of this match and see what they plan on doing here, and it's just going to fall down, and the games and the series is going to go to the orange team with a flawless 3-0 victory. Congratulations, Free Agent 4. That was an absolute heck of performance coming out of you guys, and I'm just in awe that they actually made it work with Voggy. Like I said, Voggy, as we mentioned, Voggy is a deaf player, and yeah, he actually showed up really well tonight. I'm actually really impressed with the way he played tonight.
I am definitely impressed as well. But that will be it here for us tonight. We're going to skip the interviews. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. It was quite the night between these teams. I mean, we saw an interesting series, and then we saw how that one ended. But I mean, here's the thing, Vin. Our weekend of action is actually not over. Taking a look at what weekly matchups we have left. Obviously, some of this is not filled in, but Lag 3-0'd Phoenix. We have earlier today over in the new wild card, which I did just get the official name. It's going to be Duality, taking a 3-1 over Twisted Isolation. But Vin, I mean, looking at the rest of these matchups left here on the stream, what match are you most excited for? I honestly think I'm looking more at BDG Tier 1.
Yeah, I was looking at that one as well, and I feel like that's going to be a fairly fairly close series, I would imagine. BGG, very solid team there. So is Tier One. Definitely, as a viewer, you're not going to want to miss that series whatsoever. That's going to be the one that you're going to want to keep notifications on for that one for sure, because you're not going to want to miss that one. As far as the other teams go, um, LSV hasn't played yet this week, have they?
They have not. 1NE versus LSV should be another really good one. But just a reminder of some timelines for the rest of the weekend. Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we've got LSV versus 1NE. An hour later after that at 10 p.m., we've got Reapers versus Galactic. And then Sunday, we have the Battle of the Flowers as Lotus take on Team Bloom at 8 p.m. Eastern, and at 9:30 p.m. EST, we will round out our weekend with two league owners in Cub and Wilhelm facing off in Tier 1 versus BDG. And just again, another shout out tonight to Fallen Realms and his league as well, Rocket Rivals. Definitely a fun place over there that they've got going on. Again, a little fun backstory is Rocket Rivals used to be named Champions League, and it's kind of how we ran into each other after we met through RLCS. He's a great guy, definitely a fun place over there. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on Champions League tonight. Make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the weekend as we've got some bangers of matches coming up. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We're going to be raiding out. Make sure to join the raid. You can dip out after, but we want to spread the name of Champions League and show some support to the Rocket League community. Also, a new record being broken tonight. Congratulations to Voggy being the first deaf person to play in Champions League and take a win. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight.